NF I paid a man to kill my best friend. Mark is back on the scene again, he noted. He was never fond of Mark. We met Mark soon after we met up and I always found him to be a good guy. Mark and I had a shared interest in running amongst other things, but he didn't get on with Mark and tried to get away from him when he could. I decided it might be best if we only saw Mark a couple of times a year, in an attempt to keep the peace. I'd meet Mark at race meets and Mark would always ask after him. I hated that they didn't get along. I tried to convince him but he was having none of it. We first met in 2009 just before Natalie decided to leave him. He got very depressed about it and he came to live with me and for the first couple of weeks he moped around, sleeping a lot, doing crazy things like leaving the cooker on and nearly burned down the house. He got better though. After a couple of weeks he accepted she was gone and after a couple of months he went back to his happy demeanor. We decided in 2010 to head to Portugal for a few months where we both got fat and lazy. They were good days. We'd hang around the pool, drinking, or in the pool, drinking. A few months turned into nearly 2 years before we decided to move back. The downside for him was we'd bump into Mark from time to time. I thought the time away might help ease the animosity from him but no, he moaned every time we met Mark. Over the years we hung out as best friends do, we'd see each other daily. He turned into a good listener. I'd tell him my problems and he'd just nod his head, never butting in or never offering an opinion, he just listened. Earlier in the year he started to get a bit ill, and I couldn't help but notice his condition was getting worse and worse. He didn't listen as much these days and just got grumpier and grumpier. I put it down to the pain, though he never once complained about it. I spoke to Mark and asked would he come up to visit him. He got very angry when Mark came to the house. Mark never comes to the house, he protested. Why is he here? Dressed in his scrubs, Mark said it was time. He injected him with the sedative and waited for him to close his eyes. Mark turned to me and told me that I didn't need to see the next bit. I walked away, but now I wish I hadn't. When I came back a few minutes later he was dead, and I was so very, very sad. Mark and his colleague took him away and told me the practice would be in touch in a few days. A few days later I visited the vet practice and paid the man who killed my best friend.